What if there was a Linux distribution that gave you the familiar foundation of Ubuntu, the beautiful and powerful KDE Plasma desktop, and a surprisingly simple experience that more people should be talking about? Today we're taking our first look at Freespire Linux 2026, an underrated Ubuntu-based KDE distribution that could be one of the most interesting choices for Linux users who want something different without giving up the convenience of a familiar Linux ecosystem. At first glance, Freespire might not have the same name recognition as Ubuntu, Linux Mint, Fedora, or KDE Neon. And honestly, that is part of what makes it interesting. Freespire has been around for years, but it has often remained outside the spotlight. While the Linux world constantly focuses on the biggest distributions, smaller projects like Freespire continue to evolve and offer their own approach to the desktop Linux experience. So what exactly is Freespire? At its core, Freespire is an Ubuntu-based Linux distribution designed to provide a user-friendly desktop operating system. One of its biggest attractions is the KDE Plasma desktop environment. KDE Plasma is known for being highly customizable, modern, feature-rich, and familiar to users coming from Windows. That combination gives Freespire an interesting balance between usability and flexibility. The first thing you notice after starting Freespire is the desktop environment. KDE Plasma immediately gives the system a polished and traditional desktop layout. You get a familiar application menu, taskbar, system tray, desktop widgets, virtual desktops, and plenty of options for customizing the way everything looks and behaves. If you have used Windows before, you probably won't need much time to understand the basic workflow. But KDE Plasma is much more than simply looking familiar. It gives you an enormous amount of control. You can change themes, icons, wallpapers, panels, window behavior, animations, shortcuts, and even the overall desktop layout. If you prefer a clean and minimal desktop, you can create one. If you want something packed with widgets and customization, KDE can handle that too. And this is where Freespire becomes particularly interesting. Instead of starting with a completely unfamiliar Linux environment, you're getting the Ubuntu ecosystem underneath the KDE Plasma desktop. That means users can benefit from the large Linux community, extensive documentation, software availability, and hardware compatibility associated with Ubuntu-based systems. For someone switching from Windows, that can make a big difference. You don't necessarily have to learn an entirely new operating system architecture from scratch. The interface feels familiar, while the underlying Linux environment gives you the flexibility and control that many of Windows users eventually start looking for. Another important part of the Freespire experience is software. Like other Ubuntu-based distributions, Freespire gives you access to a huge ecosystem of Linux applications. Whether you need a web browser, office software, media player, image editor, development tools, communication applications, or system utilities, there are plenty of options available. And this is one of the biggest advantages of Linux in general. You're not locked into a single software ecosystem. You can install applications through graphical software tools, package managers, repositories, and other distribution-supported methods. Advanced users can also use the terminal when they want more control. For beginners, however, the most important question is probably this: is Freespire actually easy to use? The answer is that KDE Plasma has become remarkably beginner-friendly. Basic tasks such as connecting to Wi-Fi, adjusting display settings, changing wallpapers, managing files, connecting external devices, and configuring system preferences can generally be handled through graphical interfaces. The Dolphin File Manager is another highlight of the KDE experience. It provides a powerful way to browse and organize your files while still remaining relatively straightforward. You get tabs, split views, previews, network locations, and plenty of useful features that can make file management much easier for both casual and advanced users. Performance is another area worth discussing. KDE Plasma has evolved considerably over the years. The old reputation that KDE was automatically heavy or resource-hungry doesn't tell the whole story anymore. On reasonably modern hardware, Plasma can feel fast, responsive, and smooth. Of course, your experience will depend heavily on your hardware. A newer desktop or laptop with a modern processor and sufficient RAM should have no problem providing a comfortable experience. On older machines, your mileage may vary. But KDE Plasma also provides ways to reduce visual effects and customize the desktop for better performance. One of the biggest reasons someone might choose Freespire instead of mainstream Ubuntu is simply the desktop experience. Ubuntu itself has its own direction and desktop design, while Freespire focuses on delivering KDE Plasma as a central part of the experience. This can be especially appealing to users who love KDE but want an Ubuntu-based foundation. Instead of manually installing and configuring everything yourself, Freespire gives you a more complete starting point. There is also something refreshing about using a distribution that isn't constantly trying to dominate the Linux news cycle. Freespire doesn't necessarily have to compete directly with the biggest Linux distributions. Its value comes from providing an alternative for users who want stability, familiarity, customization, and a different desktop experience. But before installing it on your main computer, there are a few things you should consider. Smaller distributions can sometimes have smaller communities and fewer tutorials compared with major projects. When something goes wrong, you may find more information available for Ubuntu or KDE generally than for Freespire specifically. That doesn't necessarily make Freespire a bad choice. In fact, because it is Ubuntu-based and uses KDE Plasma, users can often find useful information from the broader Ubuntu and KDE communities as well. For new Linux users, I would recommend trying Freespire in a virtual machine or from a live environment before replacing your existing operating system. This gives you a chance to test your Wi-Fi, graphics, audio, Bluetooth, keyboard, touchpad, and other hardware before committing to an installation. And that brings us to the biggest question: who is Freespire Linux 2026 actually for? If you're a Windows user who wants to experiment with Linux but doesn't want an overly complicated experience, Freespire is worth checking out. If you're already familiar with Ubuntu but want a different desktop, it could also be interesting. And if you're a KDE Plasma fan looking for an Ubuntu-based distribution with a slightly different personality, Freespire could be exactly the kind of project you've been searching for. The most interesting thing about Freespire is that it doesn't need to reinvent Linux to be useful. It takes familiar technologies and combines them into a desktop experience that can feel both traditional and modern. Ubuntu provides the foundation, KDE Plasma provides the interface and customization, and Freespire adds its own identity on top. Is it the perfect Linux distribution? Probably not. No distribution is. Different users have different priorities, and what works beautifully for one person might not work for another. But that's exactly why having more choices in the Linux world is such a good thing. Freespire may not be the most famous Linux distribution in 2026, but being underrated doesn't mean being irrelevant. Sometimes the most interesting software projects are the ones you discover when you stop following the mainstream recommendations and start exploring what else is available. So if you've been searching for an Ubuntu-based KDE Linux distribution that offers a familiar desktop, extensive customization, a massive software ecosystem, and an alternative to the usual mainstream choices, Freespire deserves a place on your list. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from this first look. Linux isn't just Ubuntu, Mint, Fedora, or Arch. The Linux ecosystem is enormous, and projects like Freespire show just how much variety exists within it. If you enjoyed this first look at Freespire Linux 2026, make sure to stick around because we'll be exploring more Linux distributions, hidden gems, new releases, performance comparisons, customization guides, and practical Linux tips. If you're currently using Freespire, let us know what you think about it. Is it your daily driver, or are you still testing it? So if you've never tried it before, would you consider giving it a chance? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.